ADHD is a superpower if you use it correctly. See, throughout our whole lives, our childhood, we've been told that ADHD is a disability, it's a learning disability. But what they don't tell you is that if you use it and you harness your ADHD, you can literally become rich. The reason why you love video games is because with an ADHD brain, it makes it harder to focus on the task in front of you. It makes it harder to understand what is the thing that I should be doing. And if you're getting into business, especially, it's going to be a little more challenging because you don't know what to focus on. You have so much creative energy, but where do you put it? That's why you love video games. When you're playing Domination in Call of Duty, you know exactly what your goal is. Your goal is to go capture A and B, spawn trap them in C. You know exactly what you're supposed to be doing, shooting the other team, holding down the objectives. That's why you love it, because you get that dopamine. You know exactly what you're supposed to be doing, and your brain gets rewarded by that feeling. Whatever game you may be playing, you love it because you know what you're supposed to be doing. And in business, if you can transmute that energy, that dialed in energy when it comes to video games, and you can roll it over to your business, that's where you make millions of dollars. Actually, a lot of business owners have ADHD. A lot of business owners are actually autistic, like genuinely, because they're obsessive. And if you're anything like me, I started playing Clash of Clans back in the day. I played Call of Duty when I was 10 years old, and now I make millions of dollars. And I didn't play video games for the past 5 years because I was so focused on my business, and I wouldn't really allow myself to play it. And in that time, I recently started playing Black Ops 6, just a little bit. At the end of the day, I'll play 2 or 3 games because then I get bored again. And I realized this is it right here. This is quite literally it. ADHD literally means that your brain does not release as much dopamine as other people's brain does, so you have to go more out of your way to get dopamine. That's why a lot of ADHD people will end up having gambling addictions, play a lot of video games, get drug addictions, whatever. And when someone takes Adderall, it basically increases their dopamine production, meaning those hard tasks that you don't want to do, make them easier. That's why when people take Adderall, they sit there and they lock the fuck in because they get dopamine doing hard things. So if you're wondering, okay, I have ADHD, I play a lot of video games, how can I transmute this into millions of dollars and make it a superpower? It's simple. It's incredibly simple. First and foremost, you need an idea. What is the thing that you want to do? What is the business that you feel drawn to? And there's a great quote, I don't know it bar for bar, but it says something along the lines of, if you are interested in something and you show interest towards something, that is God's way of telling you to do more of that. So whatever that thing you feel pulled to doing, that passion that you have, whether it be fucking fishing, video games, racing, anything can be a hobby that can be turned into profit. Any passion can be turned into profit. I'm gonna keep this video straight to the point, raw, everything you need to know, because I'm no better than you. I'm a kid with ADHD at a 1.7 GPA, now I make millions. All because I transmuted this. First and foremost, what you need to do is you need to give yourself a clear objective on your idea. So you have your idea, but you don't know your clear objective. When you're in Call of Duty, you know exactly what your objective is. That's why you get so sucked into these games, because they give you a clear objective. They basically infiltrated the brains of people with ADHD because they know what gets you to tick. They know kids with ADHD are likely going to play our game. They need to have an objective. They know your psychology. You think they make billions of dollars without knowing your psychology? No. Understanding psychology is what's going to make people millions and billions of dollars. So you need to understand your own psychology. Once you understand your own psychology is when you can start to reorient your life and start doing what is necessary for you to live your dream life. So, speaking of dream life, do you even know what your dream life is? Do you know what it looks like? Do you know what objectives need to be done? Your objectives that you need to capture in order for you to get steps closer to your dream life? So let's imagine that life is a video game, right? Because it is. Right? Like life is literally GTA. You can make a bunch of money in GTA, or you can make a bunch of money in real life. You go out and make money in GTA by completing the heist that they set up for you. You need to set up those real life heists for yourself. Obviously not a heist, but an objective in real life. What is something that I need to do? What is something that's going to move the needle? And you gamify your life. If you gamify your life becomes more entertaining than video games, which is why I hadn't played video games in the past 5 years, because I made my life GTA. And I did that by simply understanding what is the big vision, what's the big goal, what is something that I really want to do. So for me, at the top of everything, my life's objective is to create generational wealth for my family. That's a massive, massive goal. And that's like the final boss of the video game is to retire my mom, give my kids an incredible life. That's the final boss, which is something that you can't really necessarily obtain right away, which is what a lot of ADHD people are looking for. They're looking for that obtainable thing that they can just get right away, which is why ADHD bros are so drawn into the crypto. That's exactly why ADHD like-minded people, to me, get drawn to the meme coin shit. Because trust me, I've gotten so tempted, but I've stayed very disciplined and focused because I understand that's my ADHD trying to pull me towards something because it's dopamine, it's gambling. And ADHD people, like I said, are super prone to becoming gambling addicts because they release less dopamine than a normal person does. So you need to have that giant, overarching big dream goal, whatever it may be, whether that be move to a different country, retire your mom. What's that fucking massive thing where it's like bigger than just getting rich? Because if getting rich is just all you want, you're not going to feel motivated because you're going to get mildly rich and then you're going to realize that the money is not anything. It doesn't mean anything to you. And especially with a person with ADHD, you're going to have that money and you're going to say, come on, I'm bored again, because money is not enough to stimulate an ADHD person's brain. And you may think it is, but you're going to end up like me. You're going to have a bunch of money and you're going to go buy a Lamborghini impulsively. And then you're going to be like, I'm bored of the Lamborghini. And then you're going to get rid of the Lamborghini and you're going to lose $50,000 because that's how car transactions go. And then you're going to be like, well, I'm bored again 3 months later, and you're going to go get another supercar, and then you're going to lose $70,000 on that transaction as well. So money, yeah, sure, it's fun. It gives you a lot of opportunity to go do dumb shit like buy a Lamborghini and a Ferrari on a whim, but it's not anything, you know? It's not enough to satiate your dopamine deprived brain. Because dopamine is really what makes the world go round. You know, dopamine isn't what you get when you do something. Dopamine is the chemical that's released in the pursuit of something. So the dopamine is flying in your brain when you're chasing the meme coin, not when you make the $1 million. The dopamine is flying through your brain when you're in the middle of capturing B. You have enemy fire coming in from over here, and you're like fucking throwing smokes. That's where the dopamine comes in. And whether you realize that like the chemical releasing in your brain or not, that's where it is. So you need that clear vision. You need the overarching ginormous goal. And once you do that, then you create the objectives for yourself and the step by step. If you don't know what the step by step is, you have absolutely zero hope. You need clear vision. If you don't have a vision, you have nothing. If you don't have the idea and you don't have the passion and you don't have faith and you don't have the desire, you have zero hope whatsoever. And I'm going to say that over and over until you all understand that the faith and the desire are what's going to make everything happen. So I challenge you to stop playing video games just for a couple of years, you know? And I know you're going to be like, a couple of years, bro. I stopped for a couple of years, bro. I got the vision in my mind. I knew I wanted to move to Miami. That was the next step for me. The next step was move to Miami. After that, the next step for me was move out of Miami after I had made a name for myself a little bit. Just kind of slow down so I could focus more. Like I have a girlfriend and I have a dog, and that's been a really big help for me because as an ADHD brained person, I would go out and I would party and I would club and I would get distracted because of the dopamine, obviously. So if you can just take a step back and analyze your life and look at it from almost an external person point of view, and you ask yourself, what are my habits? What are my hobbies? What are my tendencies? What does my life look like on a daily basis? And then you ask yourself, is this the life of a millionaire? If it's not, you have no chance. To become a millionaire, to become financially free, to achieve your dreams, you have to be that person right now. You know, you don't become a millionaire by being a brokey. I hate that term. You don't become a millionaire by living like a broke person. Simply put, you don't become a billionaire by living like a millionaire. You become a billionaire by living like a billionaire. So if your habits aren't matching what you're trying to create, how will you ever create it? You need to live as if you are already that person you want to be, because by doing that, instinctively, you morph into this new person, you become a new person. And there's also another cool quote that says, you are under no obligation to be the same person that you were 5 minutes ago. Meaning, if you wake up one day and you decide to change every single thing about your life, from your clothes, your appearance, you shave your face, you shave your head, you change your car, you can change everything tomorrow. You're attached to this identity you've created for yourself. You're like, oh, but my friends view me as this. My parents view me as this, so this is who I am, versus I'm anyone I want to be. At any given moment, I can change. At any given moment, I can start living like a millionaire and have more God in my life. At any given moment, I can have more discipline. I can have more consistency. that outlasts the motivation. Because as an ADHD person, you're probably going to get a lot of motivation. You'll probably see a video like this and you're going to get a quick hit of motivation. And that's completely normal. You're probably going to want to spring up several times and be like, oh my God, this is it. I'm finally changing my life. And then it fizzles out. Discipline is the ability to sacrifice what you want right now for something greater tomorrow. Listen to that again. Discipline is the ability to sacrifice what you want right now for something better and greater tomorrow. Meaning, if you want to live that dream life, if you want to live a life full of abundance, freedom, traveling, it takes discipline. And I know you're so tired of the regurgitated, you gotta discipline yourself. I'm so much more disciplined than you. Hear me out, bro. Like, from a bro to bro perspective, discipline's always been really hard for me. But my dad always told me this quote, 85% of success is just showing up. So you need to put yourself into an environment where you're gonna be more prone and more motivated and more disciplined. If that's not around your friends, don't spend time with your friends for a couple of years, a couple months. If that's not in your house because your family's always arguing, your siblings get in your way, go to the library. Now, this is my office space. Like, we have a 3-bedroom apartment in Boca, and this is where I spend all of my day. I spend 12 hours a day here at the office because it's where I focus. It's where I lock in. Obviously, there are days where I just need peace and quiet at my house, but this is where I get shit done, here. And you need to have that space where you have fewer distractions, where you know, when you go to this place, you know exactly what it is you're doing. And if you're sitting in your room and your Xbox is right there, you're sitting in your room and your phone is right there, what's that going to do for you? You know, probably distract you. Temptation. You need to get rid of the temptation. When we're here, like, I have 2 other dudes who are on my case. Like, we have a PlayStation in here, but it's rarely ever turned on because we're all so focused on the vision and we know what steps we need to take. You know, we have on a big whiteboard, literally all of our steps. Like, we know what the next 6 months look like, down kind of to like a T. And obviously it changes over time, but you should have a literal 6-step plan, month. Each and every single one of your months, what they should look like. As a person with ADHD, you need that objective. If you don't have the objective, you're going to get lost in the uncertainty and the unorganization. I'll tell you ours. Literally, ours is for our company Media Labs. So in November, what we're working on is basically providing to our current members, making sure that they are happy, that we are providing to them, they're getting what they paid for. While simultaneously, we're working on our funnels. We're making sure that the funnels, the landing pages are perfect. So in December, we're going to roll out these new funnels, new landing pages. We're going to roll out the webinar funnel, and we're going to drive as much traffic to those pages as possible once they're created. So we're going to be running ads, spamming ads all of December to our new pages. And then in January, we're going to host an absolutely massive webinar and get a lot of signups, hopefully make a couple $100,000. And the only reason why we can make a couple $100,000 from a webinar in 1 month is because we provide. And that takes me to a whole nother topic. So you need the vision, you need the goals, you need to know exactly what you're doing to gamify your life, have the objective, but you need to be providing to people in the process. If you're trying to make money, look at every single billionaire on the planet. You know what they do? They provide a society. Every single one of them. Tesla, Amazon. Obviously, Tesla is a giant electric car manufacturer. Some people don't want to drive electric cars, so they provide them. Amazon. Obviously, we all know what Amazon fucking does. They make shopping simpler. They make life more convenient. They are providing a service to people. That's how they make money. This whole get-rich-quick thing with crypto right now is just pure fucking brain rot, and it won't work. The reason why it won't work and it's not sustainable is 1, because you're competing against people who do this all day, every day as their livelihood, and 2, because you're not providing to anyone. You're actually taking from people. And God really only rewards people that give. If you aren't giving, what are you getting? Nothing. You have to give in order to receive. And the crypto world is so toxic because all it is taking. People are taking from each other, and that is not the way that God intended you to live. So let's summarize. Big overarching goal. What is the big fucking picture? Paint some objectives. What it is for the next 6 months, a 6-step plan to make it happen. Get yourself in an environment where you can actually feel focused, where you're not distracted by temptations around you. Get rid of the phone, get rid of some video games, get rid of your friends for a little bit and focus. If you do all of these things, your life will change drastically in just a few months. But it all starts with the clear vision. Clear vision, clear objectives, focus, discipline. That will change your life. And keep faith in God. Don't forget to subscribe, drop a like. I really love you guys. Thank you for watching to the end of this video. Let me know what you think in the comments. I reply to every single comment. Love you.